when your guy is like spontaneously romantic, he comes home with flowers, or maybe just out of nowhere, he says, hey, we're going away for the weekend, go pack your bags. I think a lot of us would assume, he's pretty guilty of something, right? What's this all about?
I think, it shows in TVs, movies.
Yeah.
Or your friends are like, what did he do?
That's the narrative.
Like, oh, that's nice. What did he do?
That's the narrative for sure. So if you agree with that, you could be sabotaging your own relationship, because here's the thing. There are dating assumptions that most people make you just need to chill out about.
Oh, this is good.
Yes, and spontaneous romanticism, coming home with the flowers or planning that vacation out of nowhere or the getaway, means that your guy feels very comfortable and safe with you.
So it's the exact opposite. So here he is, like, finally opening up. And they're like, what'd you do? And you're like,
yeah, you're like, wait, oh.
So that just means I don't really feel that safe with Carol.
Jason, blink twice if you're in danger.
I knew one of us would take this and make it negative.
Is true.
I knew it.
No, it's not a negative, but that's true, And then I think also, Katie, I think a lot of people, or maybe not, maybe it's just my world.
Yeah.
The initial thought is negativity.
Yeah.
Of everything.
For sure.
I mean, it's just negative. Even if you didn't hear it right, it's like, why would you think that or say that? And it was like one word off. And it was like, no, that changes everything.
You want to know why?
Right.
You want to know why? Because we've all had negative experiences before in our lives.
And those are more powerful than positive.
Yeah. So if you have had, I've definitely been guilty of this with my husband, Ben, who, like, he really does the things right, But because I've had really crap things happen, I'm like, what's going on here? And so that's not fair.
Right, no.
That's not fair to him.
Yeah,
but we all do it.
Yeah, at least you're realizing it.
But we all do it. So that's why when we talk about these things, I think it's important, because you wouldn't want people doing that to you.
Yes.
Like, my intentions are the best. I'm not that person who hurt you. So I think it's like, that's very important to remember.
There might have been times when you're with somebody, and based on life and relationships, and people do hurt each other, whether it's by mistake or on purpose or at the time. So then if, you got to start kind of with a clean slate every time, really.
Which is
if you're
hard.
with somebody.
It's hard to do.
But then you should, sorry, Jason, but you should also, and I'm the last person to say this, learn from your mistakes. Because then, because then otherwise you're just repeating, because we also are guilty of, creatures of habit, where we don't realize we're falling into the same patterns a lot.
Right.
So you still got to learn, but then not project it on the new relationship like, well, my last girlfriend or last boyfriend cheated on me, or my last boy, and then you just assume they're going to.
Or the current relationship. Or the current.
True.
To move forward the current relationship, you have to have a different outlook, or change the perception of the pattern, because then you'll never get better. But I will say this, Katie, this is very important that you did when Jared said that you recognize that you do that sometimes. That is a huge step in a direction of because they say to break certain habits. Like I still do, so maybe it wasn't fixed, but I always used to get really excited and passionate, and I start stumbling over my words. I can't even get it out quick enough. And somebody years ago says, this is what you do when you do that. So when I do that, I recognize it, and then I back off a little bit. That's the first step. If you don't recognize it, it's never going to get fixed. So recognizing it is the first step of getting it fixed. At the same time, it's not always 100% going to be perfect. So that is a good direction.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think when you're first dating somebody, or you get very nervous about, like, do I make this move? Do I not? You second guess yourself a lot.
Yep.
But then when you become really comfortable and you feel safe in the relationship, you're like, well, I don't have to feel nervous about planning this getaway, because I feel safe with
and you're
that
excited,
person.
and you want to do that for them.
Right. Like, just
or
same
like
when
if they had like a big birthday party come up, you would do all the work for it, so they can just enjoy the party.
You are setting yourself up for having a very awkward encounter in person. I didn't say what. Yeah. This is where he pushes all the buttons.
I just feel bad for this person that has to do all the work for the party.
No, it's stop.
I didn't say who. I didn't say who.
Oh my God.
When we go inside like this.
Can we call this person's wife?
I shouldn't have invited you.
No.
I'm on your side. You should enjoy
Do you know
your birthday party.
You know who it makes this bad for is Jason.
Yes, and you know what else?
sorry.
I'll tell you this. To Katie's point, about feeling safe about going away for the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm at the point now where whatever I contribute and have to do for the party that I don't feel safe. I feel as though the idea is not going to be safe.
For your own party.
Oh, Jason, it's your party? Weird.
I mean, your friend, somebody you
Friend's
know.
party? I didn't know it was about you. Right. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to take the negative assumptions,
Yes.
the negative dating assumptions, and basically tell you, chill out. It's
Yeah.
not always doom and gloom. So if somebody comes home randomly with those flowers or take you away or bought you a nice gift, maybe consider first they feel comfortable and safe with me.
Right.
Then go down your spiral of they're cheating on me and my world's on fire and they don't love me anymore. Okay.
Right.
Another dating assumption that I think a lot of us make that could be sabotaging your own relationship. Listen, sometimes, I'm not saying every time, but sometimes fine means fine. Is that
Yeah.
sometimes
Not when a woman
it
says
does.
it.
See, that's not true. You're going negative.
That's never happened
Do you
in the
feel
history
ecstatic?
since Eve.
Jared?
Since Adam and Eve, when it
Jared?
said, "Hey, she just ate the apple, or whatever she's supposed to," and you're like, "Hey, what'd you do? What's going on there?" I'm fine.
Oh man,
no, you didn't.
your distrust of women runs deep.
No,
You're going to biblical times.
yeah, I'm just saying.
Damn.
The point was, it's from the beginning. There's never been in the history of life that a woman said, "I'm fine," and they're really fine.
I'm telling you right now, sometimes fine means fine. Because let me ask you a question: Are you always Mr. Yeah, the world's the best, or sometimes you're just hanging out?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just hanging out. I'm fine.
I can vouch for
I'm
this.
fine. And sometimes
Yeah.
I'm just fine.
Matt?
I don't know how else
I'm
to say it.
constantly fine and nobody believes me.
Yeah.
And then I become
that
not
is
fine
true.
because I'm asked too much.
Right.
And
Yeah. And then you get annoyed.
That's the problem.
And then you
I get
annoyed
because
yes.
it's like, are you fine? Are you sure? You don't look fine.
The reason why,
Yeah.
Matt, is because when you see the expression, if you saw what we were seeing, you would ask, "Are you okay?"
You know,
and then
Jay-
you say, "Fine."
But at some point, you've got to recognize there's a problem that I can't fix, and just accept that I am fine.
Yes.
But that's the problem. I can't even in that moment. I'm so just relaxed, not thinking about anything, that I'm not thinking. All right, well, I am fine, so make sure your face doesn't say you're pissed.
Right.
You
And
know,
that's the
that doesn't
RBF.
go through my brain.
That's the RBF. But the problem is when you respond to the fine part, it's an expression that we say in your mannerisms of, "Oh yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine." That becomes that doesn't seem fine.
That seems sound
So it's
fine.
another
Yeah.
step.
And I'm not saying fine is always fine, but I'm saying sometimes
Okay.
fine is fine. Like I can think of a couple times where I've seen Jason, you in your office, or I've walked in and you're really focused on doing something, or you have a look, and I'll say, "You okay?" And you go, "Yeah, why? Why?" You immediately get defensive, like,
Yeah.
"Do I not look fine?" No, I'm fine. Everything's okay.
Well, at
I
least you
know.
know.
Yes. So there are lots of people, men and women, who they're not okay. They're angry about something and they don't know how to process it, or maybe they're playing some weird kind of game. But just know that it's not always something.
Right, but what my reaction probably made you more confident than if I said, "I'm fine."
Yeah, if you said I'm fine and just turn back away, I'm like,
yeah.
not fine.
Well, in that case, not
That's
fine.
what I'm saying. Like,
Yes,
but
you have to
woman,
read it.
And I said a woman, not Matt, not Jason. Although we all have our
I don't
feminine
like that
tendencies.
you're just looping all or
No.
linking all the women together.
I think that's very common when a guy, if you said, "Oh, ask my wife how they were doing," they said, "I'm fine." All the guy friends are like, "Oh no."
Yeah, I don't know, but those are.
But if you said, "Oh no, why? No, why would you say no? I'm good." There'd be more explanation. If you just say I'm fine and that's it, it ain't fine.
I'm going to start doing that just to throw people for a loop. I'm fine.
How are you, Katie, right now?
I'm fine.
No, you're not.
Fine. I'm fine. No, I said I'm fine.
Especially like when women are crying, they're like, "I'm fine." Oh, okay.
Are you sad?
Then
No, I'm
you
fine.
know. Then you know. I also think how maybe it's because I've learned this in therapy, perhaps.
Yes.
That I feel enlightened on it, but we internalize so much. We make it, Jared, as you have said before, I don't think I'd ever heard this term, but we are all the star of our own movie.
100%.
And just because you're feeling some sort of way about the way things are going in your life, or things that have happened, or the way that you feel about things, has nothing to do with me. Nothing.
Right.
And so you can project that onto other people, and somebody who says, "I'm fine," you're like, "Well, yes, you're not. You're not fine." And you're like,
Yeah.
"Hey,
Well, first, I've never done that.
No, I'm not
That's
talking about
kind
you
of a weird-
personally.
I
I'm
get
just
your
saying
point.
it's that
But in your
people,
mind, you think,
we all take what's
sure.
going on in our lives and the way we're feeling and our experiences, and then we put it on other people as if that's the way they're thinking too.
That's true.
And it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with you.
right. And also, you can
Nothing.
also take everything you've seen in your life with every other person.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
how, okay.
But I get what you're saying.
Yes.
I get what you're
Is
saying.
that like you? Let's say you have a coworker who, they had a really horrible morning. You
Yeah.
don't know what happened before, whatever, they come in and then they take it out on everybody. It doesn't have anything to do with
That's
anybody
true.
else. It's like
the way they're treating you.
the way
yes.
they're treating you is based on who they are and what happened to them in that day.
Yes.
You know, so it's hard not to take it personally, but I think we all do.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like, what? It must be something wrong with me. Nope, that person's just weird. Or nope, that person is just. How many times have I told you I'll meet people, and you're like, am I hard to talk to?
Right.
Am I
Right.
like, am I not making any sense? It has nothing to do with me. They're just socially awkward.
Yeah, right.
But
Exactly.
we make it about ourselves.
We do make it about ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, then also you do learn that just statistically, women are more likely to share their feelings.
Yes.
And explain it, and let's talk about how we feel, and this is why I'm feeling this way. So when they just say I'm fine and they don't elaborate,
Yeah.
if we didn't already know that I'm fine is a trigger for they're not fine, I'd be like, great. They said 2 words and we're done. But then I know, no. There's
Move on.
First of all, they talk twice as much as men statistically.
Yes.
And they like to share their emotions. So when they're short with you, it doesn't seem good.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it all depends on the tone. Of
Yeah,
the
the
I'm
tone's a
fine.
Tone
big
and the
deal.
delivery, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yes.
That means you're not fine.
Although I don't think women in general talk more than the men on this program. That's what we're paid to be doing. But y'all talk a lot. Like,
We
I'm
do.
actually surprised at how much we talk. But maybe that's
Yeah,
because
my
that's
jaw
what we're doing.
hurts at the end of the day.
Because it's not just for on the air. I mean, off the air, it's
Oh.
like,
we are.
you know, it's,
Off there too.
yep,
We
totally.
might talk more off the air.
I think you do. I think so. So we have some other dating assumptions.
Yes.
A couple other dating assumptions that are sabotaging your own relationship, including the stereotype that men are scared of intelligent, independent women. You'll
Yeah.
hear.
I'm
you-
attracted to intelligent women.
We hear that a lot, that men are scared of that. We're going to tell you why it's actually a good thing. That's next.